Hello everyone, welcome to my class. Today, let's talk about the Yi people and 8 big things about them. The Yi people is the 8th largest minority group in China with over 5 million living in Yunnan. They are also distributed throughout other Southeastern Asian countries like Vietnam, Myanmar, Laos, Thailand, and Cambodia. Their population is so widespread that we must use the word big to describe them. The second big about the Yi people is that they live in a variety of landforms. Some live on highlands 1,000 to 2,500 meters above the sea level. Others live in hilly areas, and some even live in river valleys. The different landforms, together with a wide range of climates, contribute to the diversified economy of the Yi people, such as agriculture, forestry, animal husbandry, and fishery. The resources of the Yi region are also abundant and include the wide-ranging primitive forests, precious animals, water resources, and minerals. Additionally, the Yi region is also the birthplace of such beings as trilobite, many vertebrates, dinosaurs, and ancient ape men. Have you heard about the world-famous Yuanmou ape men? They originated in the Yi region and can be dated back to more than 1.7 million years ago. They are the earliest human beings known in China and Asia. The third big refers to the costumes of the Yi people. Because of the different landforms where they live, the Yi people have developed a big variety of costumes. Their costumes vary because of such factors as region, dialect, landform, the branch they belong to, special occasions, and materials. The embroidery and decorations on the costumes and turbans are also quite different. But the two colors, red and black, serve as the main connections between their costumes. Red symbolizes fire. The Yi people worship fire since it can scare away beasts, provide warmth, and cook food. This can be seen in their Torch Festival. As for black, the Yi ancestors used to be a hunting nationality in deep forests. Black could disguise the hunters very well to help them catch their prey. Thus, black is also considered the lucky color of the Yi people. The fourth big is the fact that the Yi people live in a big variety of houses according to the places they inhabit. There is a clay house made of adobe brick, which is warm in winter and cool in summer. The flat roof suits places with little rainfall and can be used for drying things. Some Yi people also live in houses on poles, log houses set up by the overlapping of round or square logs. The seal-styled courtyard houses in Kunming, courtyard houses with watchtowers, as well as a sanfang yizhaobi. Indeed, the Yi houses are big in variety. Now, the fifth big refers to the many branches that the Yi people have. There are over 300 branches that are differentiated by themselves or others. The principal branches are the Nuosu, the Nasu, the Samei, and the Axi. After liberation, they collectively called themselves the Yi people. The character Yi means solemnity, ancientness, abundant food and clothing in the Han language. Now, the sixth big is the Yi language. Are you a little confused by this? How can a language be big? Let me explain. The Yi language belongs to the Yi branch of the Tibeto-Burman language group of the Sino-Tibetan language family. So, the Yi language is a language branch that includes the Yi, Han, Li Su, Lahu, Naxi, and Jino languages. The Yi branch is like an umbrella to these languages. Moreover, within the Yi language, there are 6 different dialects, which make it difficult for different Yi people to communicate with each other. So, big here means that the language system is big enough to cover many languages. Besides an oral language, they also have their own written language system. It is an ideographic monosyllabic text. The shape of the characters aims at expressing the meaning. Some experts say that the Old Yi written language has a history of 8,000 to 10,000 years and is one of the oldest characters in the world, just like the Chinese oracle bone inscription, Sumerian, Egyptian, and Mayan languages. Because of the long history of the Yi language, there are abundant Yi texts written or inscribed on rocks, tiles, bamboo leaves, wood, bones, cloth, sheepskin, and paper. The content of the Yi literature is abundant as well, covering primitive religion, history, philosophy, mythology, medicine, the calendar, geography, and many other things. So, the Yi language is really big and impressive, right? The Yi history is also big. They have a long recorded history dating back to 1200 BC. Experts disagree about the origins of the Yi people. Some say that they were from the ancient Chu kingdom. Some say that they were from the ancient Qiang people in the northwest. Some others think that they are from Myanmar, and still others even think they were from the Caucasus Mountains and have the same ethnic background as the Caucasian people. Now, more evidence shows that the Yi people are more a native people who have been living in the southwest of China and are one of the earliest ethnic groups in China. When the ancient Qiang people migrated here, they merged with the native people. Throughout history, the Yi people were given many names. They were called Kunmingese, Sou, Bo in the Qin and Han dynasties, Cuan in the Wei and Jin dynasties, Wuman in the Tang and Song dynasties, and Luoluo in the Yuan and Ming dynasties. The Yi people played a big role in the history of Yunnan. In the Tang dynasty, there were 6 slave powers in the Ailao mountain region and Erhai Lake area. The king of the Mongshe kingdom unified all the other kingdoms and established the Nanzhao kingdom. The Wuman, or the ancestors of the Yi people, held the most power. The Nanzhao kingdom was very influential at that time. It included parts of Sichuan, Guizhou, Yunnan, Tibet, and even extended to Myanmar, Laos, and Vietnam. However, the Tang and the Tubo dynasties both wanted Nanzhao's help to defeat each other. Altogether, the kingdom lasted for 13 generations and more than 300 years. So, the Yi people played a big role in the history of Yunnan. The Yi people also created a big wonder in the world, the Yi 10-month solar calendar. You must have heard about the Mayan culture, right? Its essence is a calendar. The Yi calendar is comparable to the Mayan calendar, but it is a great pity that even many Chinese people have not heard about it. This calendar can be traced back to 10,000 years ago. Based on this, the Chinese civilization began earlier than the other three ancient civilizations of Egypt, India, and Babylon. The Yi calendar was once widely used in Yunnan, Sichuan, Guizhou, Guangxi, and Chongqing. It divided a year into 10 months. Each month has 36 days, and there were 5 to 6 days of holidays at the end of the year. It is very simple and as accurate as the current solar calendar that we use today. So, the Yi calendar once had a big influence. Now, how many bigs you know about the Yi people? Well, they are big in population, landforms, costumes, housing, branches, language, history, and calendar. If you are interested in the Yi culture, you can experience it personally by going to Weishan in Dali, which used to be the capital of the Nanzhao Kingdom. You can go to the stone forest where the legend of Ashima is forever remembered. You can have a glimpse of the Cuanlongyan and Cuanbaozi tablets, which are considered a treasure in Chinese calligraphy and literature. You can also take part in Yi celebrations like the Torch Festival, Axi dance, the Tiger dance in Shuangbai, and the left leg dance. I'm sure you will be immensely happy. Thank you. 边长知识边学英语，希望这里的词汇表可以帮到你。